Good morning, America. Wherever you are on this big planet, you are included. Good morning to you too, my good friends. Now, another very challenging and educational video is ready for you. Now, as always, I will never emphasize it enough, my good friend. Take the time to read the newsletter, which is associated with every one of my YouTube videos. Why? Because my English French might have a problems in understanding me, okay? And most of all, I always express myself much better when I write because I have time. I'm not pressured with time. So you can read a lot of information that will not be mentioned in this video. Now, this being acknowledged, let's start. The title is The Birth of a New Deadly Sexual Virus. I'm not sure yet how many of you have watched the video with Kerry Cassidy where I give a bunch of dates, a lot of predictions, and all those dates have produced earthquakes, natural disaster, bad news about coronavirus, exactly as I saw it coming. And I also mentioned a new upcoming disease that would get so many lives. I wish I had better news for you, my good friends. But do not kill the messengers. Remember, I am a messenger and I cannot be made responsible for the millions of oblivious, cosmic, unconscious religious fanatics or atheists out there, what I call the young soul, that are unevolved and do not understand that the future is nothing else than the reincarnation of our thoughts that creates our reality. Now, last couple of videos, I give you my best shot to explain the process of the thought. And repetition is a mass. So I have a new example today, a new example that will help you maybe to assimilate that powerhouse of creation that you are. As mentioned yesterday, you were made an image of God. So you take two images, there is no differences. You are God and goddesses in training on this dense physical world, learning that we are creating our reality as a whole. And that is a very critical message. The sad reality is I'm a little bit ahead of time and into the future in the conventionality, the educated idiots out there, the scientists, the religious fanatics, the agnostics, and God knows what, don't have an evolved UCI or unique celestial identity, and they can only perceive reality through their five limited human senses. But believe me, my good friends, there is much more behind what it means to be human. Again, you are much more than bone, flesh, blood, and nerves. You are a human being, and you are learning with me the power that you own, being a child of the universe and owning the essence of God in creation on your own cosmic makeup. All right, now, the example that I took today is with Harry Styles. I mean, you see the picture of this guy, half naked, wearing interesting fishnets. All right, now he's an Aquarius. Okay, now the link, if you don't know what Aquarius is all about, is live. Click on Aquarius, and maybe by reading the world of Aquarius, you will be able to make the difference between Harry Styles and Dr. Cherry, because I was also born under the constellation of Aquarius with my sun sign in Pisces. I was born February 26, 1950. You're not just your sun sign, my friend. You are every single sign of the zodiac Again, Nostradamus, 16th century divine astrology has nothing to do with the modern astrology you read on the back of your magazine and newspaper, all start and finish in your horoscope newspaper. There is much more in divine astrology, so you cannot mix it. All right, now, you know, when I was in England, I spent many, many years in England, the best years of my life. I love English people, they're beautiful people. But I tell you the truth, you know, when I was at the Royal School of Music, oh my God, not a single person that I was dealing with every single day, apart from my old teacher, the old generation, did not touch legal or illegal drugs. In fact, let me tell you a story. I was in the school, and middle of the night, somebody knocked at my door. What the hell is this? And it was my girlfriend. I said, oh, don't worry. And then one of the three brothers, they were from Iran. It was during the Shah, when those very wealthy Iranian kids were sent to London to learn music so that they could escape the political situation of those days. It was pretty nasty, dangerous for them. So his eyes was, you know, oh, like, Louis, you need to help us. You need to help us. I said, what do you mean? You need to help us. Please come. So I follow him in his room. When I opened the room, I saw one of the brother, he was peeing against the fridge. Oh, what the hell is this? The other one was trying to open the window because he thought he could fly and he was about to jump. And the brother says, look, we got our shipment today, but we cannot inject ourselves. What happened is they knew I was a trainee nurse. I was working in a hospital during those days. And they needed me to inject them. I looked everywhere. The only place I could find was on the back of their legs. They were so messed up. So rich, wealthy kid, totally infected by the reptilians. I didn't know nothing about the reptilians during those days, but I subconsciously knew that I could not touch drugs. And I remember I was another very interesting story. I was in a band. I had my musician. We were doing recording and all that good stuff until I got my first release in Paris by Philips Record Company. And then I was playing, and I was playing drums, and then I was going like, and then thousands of stars, millions of colors were coming out of my mouth. What the hell's going on? Whoa, and then the music ended up and I went outside. And I looked everywhere outside and everything was like gold. The trees were giving me reverence. The flowers, everything was absolutely incredibly beautiful. Oh my God. So I went back inside and I saw the bass player next to me. He was from India, big, huge beard, and he was smoking opium, secondhand smoke. When I came back, he said, you like it? I said, oh, man, that was absolutely incredible trip. He says, here, take a puff. At that really moment, I knew that if I had took one puff, I wouldn't be here today. I would be dead. Yeah. My book, Beyond the Secret, will tell you stories that you will not believe. The fact of the matter is, Amazon critic says when you open this book, you cannot put it down. You know, don't waste your time, my friends. If you're at home and you're stuck, there are no accident for you to read or to watch me. Don't believe in accident. This is an high order for you to land on these videos and read my work. Don't waste your time. Take that opportunity to educate yourself, to learn about the superconscious in time and space, to fight the reptilians, to understand God's cosmic design, and to build your own cosmic consciousness. Put your hand on Beyond the Secret, my friend. It'll be the best thing that you can do for yourself. And that is, again, me to know and you to find out. Now, it's obvious that the style is leading the lifestyle of a rich and famous. And believe me, everybody around me during those days, they were not famous, okay? They were rich. Many of them were rich to be able to afford the Royal School of Music while I was working 3 jobs. I was working in a restaurant, I was working as a trainee nurse, and I was working at a mortuary because nobody wanted to do the job, but I needed the money to pay my musicians. And I was working also part-time as a night switch operator. Nothing was given to me, my friend. When I arrived in this country, I only had 50 bucks in my pocket. No friends, nobody. Unlike David Icke, I didn't have a limousine, $1 million house, and hundreds of thousands of dollars of contracts given to me, so that he was chosen by the reptilians to poison people. Me, I started from the scratch. The only thing the Truth Seeker did for me was to publish a book, and I don't even get the royalty for that book. I was young and stupid. So when I'm telling you, a lot of people say, oh, well, you know what, classical music don't exist, Dr. Cherry, you're a liar, you don't play piano, blah, 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 blah. So I put a video of me playing piano. I want you to listen to this music. It comes out of my heart. Just for a few seconds, try to forget about the coronavirus problem and heal, because I don't only translate the music of the cosmic code and the spheres or how God speaks to us. I also enjoy playing music. So enjoy this little piece that I made up for you from my heart. Okay, and share my work. Most of all, share my work. Understand that the reptilians and the draconians, luckily for us, are all cosmic hashes. They are using your UCI, your unique celestial identity. They are using your sun sign, your rising, your moon sign to interact with your mind. Again, remember, your mind is nothing else than a computer which is reacting to an outside stimuli produced by the universal mind. In other words, it's a computer, a big computer, which is interacting with a smaller computer. There is no difference between my mind and your mind, Einstein mind or a killer mind. It's the same thing, same density. You know, it's in a Bonnie case to protect it. What's different is the program. Your inherited karmic program, something that I call the UCI or unique celestial identity. The link is live. If you don't know what UCI means, you know, don't be lazy. Click on it and educate yourself. What does it mean? What does UCI mean? And realize those entities are actually able to manipulate your stars and turn you into a robot, killing people, getting depressed, getting drugs, forcing you to be insecure and to have fears. Okay? So I'm sure many of you have watched previews of my videos, so I don't want to be redundant and go again for the 2, 4, 6, 2 eyes to order and all that good stuff. Okay, we know all that. All right. Now, remember, my vision of a worldwide infection and my prediction of the coronavirus did not start in August 2019 when I made it official by publishing it in my 2019 and 2020 Nostradamus forecast for all signs. Okay. The question remains, okay, did you get your copy so that you can see what's ahead of you? The reptilians are saying, no, don't get there. Oh my gosh, you're going to go to hell. It's against God. Be in denial and not fear so we can survive in dark matter. Oh, the draconians are saying totally the opposite, my friend. They channel me with Draco to produce those information, those predictions, so that you can apply your will. Remember, knowledge is power, ignorance is evil. All right, another good prediction that I made back in May 2007, in the back of my book, and you can go and read it for yourself. It is published. I wrote, it's the very last sentence, so you cannot miss it. I wrote, this unique book, which is Beyond the Secrets, which I suggest you to read. Okay, this unique book will also be made into a movie. I mean, you're talking about 13 years ago when I wrote and published this book, I said, my life will be turned into a movie. And God thanks to Jeremy Norris, and which is the producer, and Horton, and Zapruder Film Pictures in Los Angeles. They realized, those people realized I was the real thing. And they decided to make a movie about my UFOs experiences. Okay. Everything that happened to me from the get-go is beyond the secret. The movie has a little bit more because, you know, 12 years later, or 13 years later, I've learned a few things on the way. So, you know, I can't wait. I can't wait for you to really, really connect with me and realize I am real. Not an egocentric. Couldn't care less if you like or don't like me, but I care if you learn something, if you're more positive, and if you help us, like the reptilians, to fight them with the same tools that they use, this psychical tools, the thought. But if you're not cosmic conscious, if you do not understand that the future is the reincarnation of your thought, my friend, how are you going to be a participant of the fight against those nasty entities that have invaded our solar system? Now you got those morons here. Churches hold crowd service in defiance of government coronavirus guidance. Cops disperse crowd at church for violating coronavirus stay-at-home order. My friends, this is exactly what the reptilians want you to do, to be obnoxious, to have faith in God. Yeah, like all these fanatic, schizophrenic idiots. Oh yeah. This is exactly what they want you to be. Neptunians. Oh, what Neptunian means, Dr. Cherry? Well, all these people were born Neptunian. They have a UCI, which is 100% Neptunian. They don't have any critical thinking left. They go by the codification of thoughts. They go from the Bible, not realizing God never came down, made the Bible, wrote the Bible. But he infected, the reptilians infected the mind of all those priests, okay, to write this nonsense. God created the stars and the heavens, my friends, and he speaks to us through the signs. There's so much you do not know. Oh, it's against my religion. Oh, don't talk about astrology. But in the newsletter that I strongly recommend you to digest, read, you're going to see the pictures of the popes being taught astrology by the Vatican Council. Just click on the link, my friend, okay? Pope Francis, Italy, coronavirus, and the reptilians. Don't make this up. This is Draco working through me for your benefit on your behalf. That's what I do. Ask yourself, instead of hating me, rejecting me because of your fears or your ignorance, what did you give the world today? Hello. What did you give the world today? Right? All right. Now, recapitulation. SOS to the world is for the 31st. That's tomorrow. The full impact will be tomorrow, the beginning or ending of important phases of life. This is why I'm making those videos, because it's an awakening for you. It's a new beginning. It's a new journey that can take you much closer to God than what you could ever have imagined before. The age of Pisces is dying, the age of ignorance, the age of fear, religion. Even the Pope, I have bad news for him. This age is dying. The new age of Aquarius is now coming up. But Aquarius is an eccentric negative sign. You know, you see me now, this guy is up away naked. He's an eccentric. He's reflecting the negative aspects of the sign of Aquarius, not his beauty. You can see, you can read what I wrote about Aquarius on the positive side. Okay. Now I could do the same. I could just go and, ask my wife if I can get some of the beautiful stuff there. Go in my hot tub and put some cornflowers, Madonna put rose petal. I like cornflowers. So I'm going to put some cornflowers. I'm going to be half away naked. And I'm going to say, hey, I'm confused. I'm gay. That brings me first to talk about gays and lesbians. Remember, gays and lesbians are people like you and me. They have red blood in their veins. They are smart. They're on position of power and control. They are smart cookies. They're no different than you. And many of them are better than you, to tell you the truth. I know. I have tons of friends, students, and clients that are gays and lesbians. Okay? But how they became gays and lesbians? Oh, it's not their fault. Their mother had a cold. So she went, to the local pharmacy and bought some chemicals to help her to fight viruses. The next thing you know, she had a bad reaction, all set up by the reptilians. Or maybe that mother, play too hard. She smoke a lot of pot. She drinks a lot. She mingle with negative people that are already infected. Easy for the reptilians now to hijack when she sleeps that soul and then go down to the gestation, to the fetus, and start to manipulate the genes. The next thing you know, the child comes out Down syndrome, autistic, gays or lesbian, or with another myriad of disease that your educated scientists cannot figure out how or why. That's what it is. So they come in this world. The reptilians are happy because gays and lesbians don't reproduce. That's the main goal. Secondly, they create a lot of friction with idiots who don't understand that these people are victimized by forces they cannot control. But do you think the scientific community, the educated and the expert are going to digest what I'm saying, accept it? They won't be able to assimilate it because their UCI is not evolved enough to enter the archetypal realm of supracosmic consciousness. I do. I'm gifted, I'm cursed, whatever, but hear it. So beating a gay person or hating a gay person is not doing good for you or for the world. So you're going to start to think, hey, I hate gay, I want them to die. There you go. Now it goes your thought process. Remember, the future is the reincarnation of your thought. Now you're going to create a virus called AIDS or another virus because it's unlimited. Your power of creation is unlimited for good or for worse. You just have to make a choice. All right. If you're a religious fanatic and an idiot, okay, like Joel Osteen, with no cosmic consciousness whatsoever, you're going to attract all these morons, all these idiots. They've also been victimized. Those idiots and those morons, by respect, have been indoctrinated by their first teachers, their parents and grandparents who did no better. It's all a chain, a wave, a tsunami of ignorance that lead us where we are today, suffering coronavirus. Again, my work has nothing to do with politics or against the president or against Pope Francis. You heard me in my video yesterday. But those people are the most powerful people in the world. And they're stars. I told you, you elect a president, you're going to be forced to suffer his idiosyncrasy and experience his fate. If Trump was not a president, he would have ended up like Joe Arpaio, also born with the same nasty dragon's tail in Sagittarius that hates foreigners, particularly Latino people. And we know what Joe Arpaio did to all these Mexicans right here in Phoenix, in my hometown. Now, how can you compare Joe Arpaio or Trump with Pope Francis? Pope Francis was born with the same nasty dragon. The stars and the reptilians don't care. He is the father of Italy, the most powerful figure in Italy. So Italy is now cursed with over 10,000 people that are dead because of coronavirus or because the Pope Francis stars. How do you fix it? You go and kill the Pope? You go and kill your president? Of course not. This is why it's so important in the future, a future generation with my legacy. Will not elect a president because he has a lot of peseta and his father left him with a few $1 million to buy half of New York. People are going to elect people because of their stars, knowing that their stars are progressive and positive. Let me give you a little sample. Currently, had you purchased Nostradamus Dragon Forecast for 2020, you would know that the tail of the dragon is in Capricorn. Capricorn was politics, large corporation, the government, and anything and everything that's going on now. The tail is in Capricorn. And here you go. You see what's happening with the government, our president being impeached, all the mess that's going on. The head is in Cancer, which means America, July 4, 1776, is a Cancer country, ruled by the sign of Cancer. Cancer rules home and family. This is why the government is losing money and giving $2 trillion to us. But 8 years ago, it was the opposite. It was the tail in Cancer, which means the government, saved the banks, saved the corporation, and we the people have lost our house and our asses. Life is a constant process of changes, my friend. You can't control those changes. Sometimes the dragon smiles for us. Sometimes it smiles for the privileged select, for the rich, for the famous, for the government, and for large corporations. Currently, it's on our side. That's why we're going to get some money. Ain't going to be enough. Believe me. You're going to get your first paycheck from the government, what, in 2-3 weeks, 1 month from now? Who's going to pay your rent? Who's going to pay for your food and your gas and your insurance and God knows what all along? Do you think the 12, 13 or $1,500 going to do the job? Never. That's why it's so important to become independent. Follow my leads. You don't need the government. You have gifts that are sleeping in you. Tap in it. Knowing your UCI, knowing what God has in store for you will become a major contribution to free yourself from oppression, from control, from a boss. You have your creativity, you have your power. Why don't you do like Dr. Cherie? Well, I have said yesterday, it might be because I have my CDL license, I should go where nobody wants to go in New York and pull those 53-foot trailer loaded with whatever our brave people on the front line needs to fight the coronavirus. Maybe I do that. I think I'm going to do it. Okay. I'm going to get into this big truck and I'm going to go there because I know I'm protected. I have no fear. But that doesn't mean I have to be a religious fanatic and believe that God's going to save me. Because I'm smart enough to keep my distance, okay? I'm smart enough to wash my hands, and I understand that the magnet will attract a piece of wood. Because you could be in a remote island, okay, with nobody around you. But believe me, the virus will find a way to reach you if you are fearing it, because that's what the reptilians do. And you're not aware of it, my friend. Yesterday, I wrote a newsletter. Today is a new newsletter, but I put also the SOS to the world. We are the beginning or ending of important phases of life, okay? So I collected a bunch of news that are reflecting the beginning of the end of our very important phases of life, using Nostradamus, 16th century divine astrology, using quatrain, and using obvious keywords because I don't have to fear the French Inquisition. Patient zero in New York is out of hospital. A good news, the beginning or ending of an important portion of life was this person. Okay, he's a lucky. Patient zero is out. Beginning, ending. Got it? All right, move on. Meadow to resign from Congress to officially start work as Trump chief of staff. That's a new beginning for Meadow. Exactly as I told you. Remember, I don't predict anything. I'm not a psychic. I use a software, the same type of software that NASA used to send the shuttle, with the only difference that I understand that the stars are a little bit more than dead rock, hanging there for the sake of beauty. There's more to it. Those educated idiots need to learn. Move on. 2 trillion wasn't enough. Lawmakers are already eyeing another coronavirus response bill. I told you it's not enough. Okay, so that's a new beginning. They're already talking. Good for you. Thanks to the dragon's head in cancer currently. Coronavirus causing a rise in drugs, alcohol, relapse. That's normal, my friends. That's normal. You're home, you're depressed, you don't know what the hell you're going to do. So if you've been fighting non-smoking and if you're fighting or drinking, all this mess is going to lead the reptilians to engage you directly and make you lose the battle. Don't. When my wife dropped me many, many years ago, I stopped smoking. Like a couple of weeks before, I found out she was gone somewhere else. I took that to challenge my own self. I said, I'm going to die, all right, with this portion of my life, but I'm going to be born stronger and better. And guess what? I succeeded. I quit smoking, I don't know how many years ago. Oh, and by the way, I used to smoke 10 packs a day. I only smoke after sex. That's a joke. 10 packs a day. That's kind of a lot of cigarette, knowing that you have about, I think you have 20 cigarettes in a pack. So multiply 20 by 10 pack, and that tells you how many times I smoke. Wild French, Italian stallion. Funny French joke Hope you get it. All right, move on. Hospital ships docks in New York. As a new beginning, the ship just arrived in New York. So that's going to alleviate all those who don't suffer coronavirus and need to have their tooth fixed or surgery, God knows what. Hemorrhoid taken care of. Well, you go, get on the ship. Okay? New date set for Tokyo Olympics. A new beginning. They are forced. A lot of people are going to lose their asses, especially those who don't like me. I love it. Okay. Guy Fieri launched a fundraising campaign to support restaurant worker. That's good. That's really, really good. It's a new beginning that's going to help all those families to face the hardship that we are going through. John Krasinski invite Office co-star at first guest for his YouTube show. You should invite me, but anyway, I'm too far ahead. You know, as I said earlier, Magnet want to attract a piece of wood. The people that will invite me in their show, will it be on radio or television, has to vibrate at my own cosmic speed. Because this type of information, you ain't going to get that on Fox or CNN. Believe me. No way, Jose. Johnson & Johnson want to start testing this coronavirus vaccine by September. Another good news. Macy will furlough the majority of its 125,000 employees. What's the ending of life for some of these guys? Join us in a nightmare. Hundreds of journalists are being laid off right when the public needs them the most. Again, it's an ending. Okay, CBS journalist died at 54 of coronavirus. Well, he lost his life. Again, Michigan State lawmaker, 44, dies of coronavirus. Again, ending. I love rock and roll co-writer, dead at 69 due to complication from corona. And the list goes on and on and on, including this poor 86-year-old woman who dies after somebody knocked her out of the ground for violating coronavirus social distancing. 86 years old, for God's sake. Do you think she has all of marble, especially if she's loaded with chemical? Does it mean that the stupid idiot infected bastard gonna push her and kill her? Well, it's all the dance of evil induced by the reptilians, my friend. No accident. God bless us all. So sorry. Harry and Meghan respond to Trump's tweet that U.S. won't pay security bill. Oh, don't you worry, President Trump. Those people are privileged select. They have more money than you have, and you don't know. Oh, don't worry about it. So it's the end. There's also a new beginning, letting you know what's going on. Police commander killed, 2 officers shot responding to domestic violence. Remember, it is not a time for you to, if you're a cop, okay, it's not a time for you to mess around because people are really depressed. People are losing it, okay? And they want to be killed. They want to commit suicide, and they're going to use you, and you don't even know about it. So be cautious out there. We need you. Okay, what else do we have? Wimbledon will be canceled. Tennis officials say, all right, ending. The most important thing that you have to be aware of, my friend, do not go to any church. Enjoy those idiots, okay? Remember, much of the people that are leading those lamps are cosmic and conscious. They don't fear the coronavirus because they are led by the reptilians through religion to be imbeciles, to be moron, and to ignore all the warnings. Those who are supposed to be close to God, or the representatives of God on this dense physical world, are the one who knows the least about God's cosmic design and design, even though that the Pope were taught by the Vatican Council. It takes years to master the cosmic codes jurisdictions. All I'm asking you, my friend, one more time, do not waste this time. There are no accidents. Watch TV, go out, do whatever you have to do if it's safe. But use that precious time to educate yourself, to upgrade your psychical vibration so you can join us by using the same psychical force to beat the reptilians by working with the draconis. Remember, you have a choice. Okay? Positive, negative, up and down, black and white, front to back, God, devil, the yin and yang, male, female, 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 sides of the brain, reptilian's brain, draconis brain. Do not feed the reptilians by being envious, jealous, insecure, negative. Don't, and fearful, because now you are feeding those entities. Be aware of it. Instead, aim for the draconis. Do something out of the ordinary for the world. Help somebody. Promote my work. Be part of the light. Be positive. It will pass. Not as soon as I wish or you wish. It's all written in light, and I can only give you some information. All was created by the most powerful leaders in the world who wanted to build a big wall around America and our borders, is particularly Mexico. Again, thank you, Mr. President. Your wish has been reached. It is not a big wall. It's worse, much, much worse than the big wall that you and all your followers have created with your uncontrolled, nasty, negative, atheist, religious, and racist thoughts. You have created the coronavirus as much as idiots like this famous kid. What is his name again? Harry Styles is now stimulating a lot of negative thoughts because he's very confused with his status as a gay person. Okay, creating animosity by all these people who can never hear me ever, even if their life depends on it. They will still hate gays and create another very nefarious virus by stimulating the mind of our scientists who weaponize science. Long story. All right, my friends, coming again to the end of this video. One more time, please, please. Dr. Thierry, you're crazy, you're not case, but hey, we like you. Click, yes, you like what I'm saying. You like my teaching, my cosmic teaching. You will always have idiots, infected, jealous idiots that will come here specifically to give me the thumb down. We know that. What can we do? Yeah, we cannot help these people. Most of all, pass on my informations. Okay, I'm dedicating of getting on the road, OTR, and be in the front line and help the people who need the most. I can help you psychically and spiritually, but also have to do something on the physical plane. All right, I'll let you know what's going on whenever I come back. Until then, be aware, it's the beginning and ending of important phases of your life and other people's life. Until then, God bless you all. Be safe and be positive.